Hello student, how are you? So today we are going to study network theorem in the course of electric circuits. So network theorems in electric circuits is a very important concept. In this concept it is used even in mechanical engineering and civil engineering. Some of the application they are using basic concept from the network theorem, and of course in electrical engineering all the type of means all streams for communication side or power, or we can say computer networking side, everywhere they are using the concept of network theorems. So in electric circuit we have uh, 5 to 6 network theorems are there. Mostly they are using, and so out of it today we are going to see uh, 2 to 3 network theorem, and next video or next class we can see the another theorems. So now we start with the first network theorems. It is the name superposition theorem. Superposition theorem. So before we go to the superposition theorem, we want to understand the basic term of electric circuit. And linear element and circuit means what? Linear element and linear circuit means what? So linear circuit element has a linear voltage and current relationship. Okay, so we study non-linear and linear the term from different subjects, and here we talk about linear element electric circuit means in which circuit have the linear voltage and current relationship. So that type of circuit we can call as a linear circuit element. Okay, for example, if I of t is a current with respect to time, I of t time domain produces V of t voltage with respect to time, then k times of I of t produces k times of V of t. So that is called a linear relationship. K is the constant. If I1 of t produces V2 of t, second case I2 of t produces V2 of t, then we combine these two current I1 and I2, then produces equal to V1 of t plus V2 of t. So that is the relationship for voltage and current, and that type of circuit we can say linear circuit element. So what are the linear component in electric circuit? This resistors and sources are linear elements. A linear circuit is one with only linear element. So the simple concept, we identify the linear elements are sources and resistors. So by using these two components, if you made the circuit, that circuit name is called linear element circuit. So okay, it's the basic you should understand before we go to the any network theorem. The next one is the first theorem. It is a superposition theorem. Okay, so the title they mention superposition, something special. Okay, in the network theorem. So for this one, for example, they give you for matrix 2 cross 2 matrix form. Okay, some example they give you. So the question is how much of V1 is due to source A and how much of because of source B. So here V1 V2 is there, I0 IA and IB also there. So this is the given circuit. They give you two current source IA and IB, and the resistance value 2 ohm, 5 ohm and 1 ohm they give, and this is the node. In this node they said this is the node 1 voltage, that is V1. This is the node 2 voltage, this is my V2. So this one, this is our question. So now you see here what they ask you. So they want to calculate how much power in this place, how much voltage in this node, and how much voltage in the node 2. So for example, I can make it round. So this voltage they need, and also they need and this voltage V1 and V2. So this one, this two voltages they need, V1 and V2. And not only that, they ask you, they have two sources, each source how much is delivered. If you find, for example, V1 10 volt, from each source how much it's delivered is 5 volt or 2 and 8 volt or 7 and 3 volt. That is the very important questions they ask you. Okay, so for this type of problem, how we solve, that is the use of superposition principle. So that is the superposition principle. So what is superposition principle? States that if you have the two sources, and initially I explained only two sources, we have many sources also in the electric circuit. Okay, so we go by easy cases. And if you have two sources, if you want to apply the superposition theorem to calculate how much exact amount of sources shared in the voltage at node 1 and node 2, what is this concept says that, or what is the superposition principle states that if you have two sources, you have to keep it one source alive and you remove one source. Means you have to kill one source. The source, it is a voltage source or current source, it depends upon the sources. You have to apply the electrical concept to remove the source and keep it only one source, then made the analysis of the circuit. That is the case number 1. Case number 2, what do you do? Which one you first case you remove it or you kill the source, that source should be now alive. Now what about the first source? That source should be removed. So the second source is alive, the first source is now removed. So for this case also you make a circuit analysis. Means what? You want to calculate voltage, current, whatever you want. Now you have case 1, case 2, case 3. What do you do? For example, case 1 I calculate V1. I give the name V1 dash. Then I calculate case 2, again V1, that is I give V1 double dash, or we can say VA and VB like that. So the case 3, what the superposition principle says that if I want V1, I have to summarize V1 dash and V2 dash. Means so add V1 dash plus V2 dash, that is equal to my V1. So that is the statement for the superposition principle. Similarly, we can calculate V2 dash here, and first case, second case V2 double dash. So once you make it V2 double dash, V2 dash, in the case 3, what do you do? If you want V2, you have to add V2 dash plus V2 double dash, that is equal to your V2. So now the question is very clearly given. Again I read you, how much of V1 is due to source A. So where you get from the step 1, you get how much sharing from the source of V1. Answer. Similarly, in case 2, they ask you how much because of source B. This is you get from the case 2. So if I want find the total, then I have to go for case 3. V1 equal V1 dash plus V2, V1 double dash, and V2 double dash V plus V2 dash, that is equal to my V2. So that is the statement for the superposition principle. Okay, so by using the superposition theorem or principle, we can solve such type of problem. We have to identify individual source contribution of the particular node voltages. So that is the concept for the superposition theorem. Okay, now we move to the next slide. Okay, for this slide is explain the previous example. Okay, so by using matrix, how we calculate the values, and this is the mathematical part, and we move to the next one, the superposition theorem statement. So the superposition theorem, in a linear network, the theorem is used in only for linear network. The voltage across or current through any element may be calculated by adding algebraically all the individual voltages. The word, see, algebraically all individual voltages or algebraically all individual current. Okay, what they mean individual voltage and current? They said if you have the two source, you want to keep it one source on, other source off. Then calculate the value of voltage, current. Then second case, second one voltage source should be on, the first one should be off. Then you calculate voltage, current, whatever you want. Then the case 3, if you make sum of these parameters, that is equal to our total. Individual contribution you get from the case 1 and case 2. That is the meaning of the superposition principle. Okay, and all other independent voltages are replaced by the short circuit. So how I told you, you want to remove one source or you want to kill one source. Okay, what is the meaning of kill? Means off. So how we off? For example, I have voltage source, independent voltage source, okay, and replaced by short circuit. So just I remove the source, I put short line. Okay, short line means one line we have to put in that particular source branch. We remove it and put one line short. And for example, I have independent current source, so I want to replace this one. Means I have to make a open circuit. So I have the branch. In this branch, I have the branch. Then is a current source. Okay, I want to off this source, so I have to open the source. So this is open for current source and make a short for the voltage source is independent voltage source. So the words are very important in this slide: linear network and independent voltage source, independent current. So these are the terms are very important because superposition theorem is not applicable for non-linear network. And also we cannot directly switch off dependent voltage source. We have dependent voltage source also. Okay, it depends on the current. Okay, the another one dependent current source, it depends on the voltage. So this type of network, complicated network, we have to apply a different procedure to switch off the sources. But for simple cases, for initially we have to consider independent voltage source and independent current source. That voltage source is replaced by using short circuit and the independent current source is replaced by the open circuit. Okay, so this is the theorem concept. How I apply superposition theorem in the electric circuit. Okay, so we have to follow the two-step process. One is the first case what I explained to you before. Leave one source is on, turn all other sources are off. In the circuit, how many sources? No problem. You have to keep it only one in first case for analysis. All other sources are off. Next one, opposite. Okay, which one is you make it on in first, you have to off. So this way we have to start our apply superposition principle in the electric circuit analysis. So what happened here? The voltage sources set V equal 0 and thus this becomes short circuit. Current is set I equal 0. This become open circuit. So find the response of this source. So add the resulting responses to find the total response. That what I explained to you in the first case 1, case 2, case 3. You have to make a sum of the parameters, either voltage or current. Okay, this is the applying procedure for the superposition theorem in the any type of linear network. And we can see the first example. In this example problem, they give you a two source problem, and the one source it is voltage source, another source it is what? It is the current source, but both sources are independent sources. The resistance branch is given 6 ohm and 9 ohm. How I apply superposition theorem for this problem? To solve for the current Ix, I want to calculate the current flow through this branch by applying superposition theorem. So that is the question now. So how we are going to apply? We have to follow the procedures of the superposition principle. So we have two sources. First source we want to keep it alive, another source we want to remove it or we make it off. How we off? For example, the first step, this is our original circuit, and now you go to the first step. I want to off the current source. I want to keep it on for voltage source. So when I make it voltage source is on, I keep it 3 volt, and 6 ohm and 9 ohm I keep it, but I want to make it current source is off, independent current source. So we know the concept. The previous slide I explained the current source. If you want off, you have to make it open. You have to make it open circuit. So we make it open circuit here. So now I want to calculate the current flow through the 9 ohm branch. That is our question. So I give the new name of the current. Now first case 1 is Ix dash. So now I see how I calculate the current, because if it is open, here there is no current. In this branch there is no current. If this is no current means what? My I equal 0. So the current of this branch here after opening, my I equal 0. So if the I equals 0, so there is no current in this branch. In this branch there is no current, I equals 0. So you have to see here, and this is your source, the current flow through the 6 ohm, and this is the node. After that this current is 0 because of open circuit. If it is open circuit at 0, so only the current flow through this branch. So this is, we can say, is a single loop. Okay, before it was 2. Now after the case 1 superposition principle we apply, this is now single loop. So how I calculate the current in the single loop? Very simple. We apply Ohm's law. So I want current I, that is equal to V. Ohm's law, V equal I multiply R. So the V is 3 volt and R is the total resistance, that is 6 ohm plus 9 ohm. These two are connected in series, single loop. So we get the result of 0.2 ampere. Okay, you have to write the unit always. Okay, and the first case is we finished. The second case, similarly, this is my original circuit again. Okay, I want to now off my voltage source. So how I make off my voltage source? I have to make a short circuit here. This is short circuit. When I make a short circuit, what about voltage? 0. The current is high. So this is my current source. I keep it as it is. Now I calculate the same branch current. That's Ix double dash. Here, that is, I'm going to apply. I cannot apply now Ohm's law. Why? Because this is now 2 loop. So I am going to apply voltage current division rule, not voltage, sorry, current division rule. So what is the current division rule? The total current, or we can say source current, multiply with the opposite resistance over by the sum of the resistance. Okay, so what is the meaning of opposite resistance? Means if I want to calculate the current flow here, this is my opposite resistance. So this resistance, after you make circuit, you can bring the 6 ohm here. This is also meaning same. Now also is same. Okay, so this is my opposite resistance because I want current flow this branch. So I make it opposite resistance over by the sum of the resistance, multiply with my source current. This is current division rule. Okay, so then we calculate Ix double dash 0.8 ampere. So now I have first case, I have Ix dash. Second case, I have Ix double dash. So we apply now superposition for case 1 and case 2. So now I want to calculate the sum of the current of Ix branch. That is, we can add Ix equal to Ix dash plus Ix double dash. That is our question. They need Ix. So first we calculate 0.2, now 0.8. So 1 ampere, it is the answer for this problem. Also, initially I asked question, how much current because of the source A, that is the voltage source 3, that is Ix dash is 0.2 only, but from the current source they get 0.8. so the more current they get from the current source, that also we can analyze from this problem. Okay, so this way we can apply superposition theorem and we can solve the problem and calculate the current, and also very important to calculate how much amount we get from each source. We can use some other formula, for example nodal voltage method or mesh current method. We can solve such type of problem, but we are not getting how much individual contribution of each source in the final solution. So that is the advantages for the superposition network theorem. Okay, so this is our final answer. We can see here Ix equal Ix dash, the first case, and second case 0.2 plus 0.8. So we get the 1.0. That is our final the result of the given answer. Okay, so that is our result, 1 ampere. So always you have to write the unit. Clear? Carefully always. The next one, we move to the superposition with the dependent source. I told you, superposition with independent source, very easily you can off the source by using short circuit or we can say open circuit, depends upon the sources. But when you go to the electric circuit with a dependent source, we cannot apply direct way to switch off the sources. So now we go to the different logic to solve if the dependent source connected in the electric circuit when we apply the superposition principle. So what the difference logic we are going to use it, that we can study in this slide. So when applying superposition to the circuit with independent sources, the dependent sources are never turned off. Why? For example, this circuit, this is the dependent source. So this is voltage, dependent current. So already we know voltage source means short circuit, current source means open circuit. But here both. So whether you go for short circuit or you are going for open circuit. So now the confusion is coming. Okay, we cannot apply directly this source, dependent source. But other sources, no problem, independent, we can apply by our old logic. Okay, student. So now we want to go for the another way. For example, okay, give you, if you drive the car in highway, okay, one road is closed, they said closed and take diversion. So you want to go to the other road. Okay, so like we want to go to the, now our logic is closed, directly we cannot do anything, and they said never turn off dependent source. Okay, so now we want to move to the another way to solve such type of problems. Okay, so now we can go to the problem. So what is the another way we solve the problem? So now you can see here we have two cases. Okay, and the first one, what I said, I am not going to touch my dependent source. So what I am going to do, I keep it dependent source, just I am going to analyze the electric circuit with these two independent sources. So now what I do, first case, I switch off my independent current source that I know is open circuited. So I open circuited and I keep it my original circuit after open. This is a case 1. I remove this one open circuit current source, independent, I can do. Okay, so I keep it dependent source as it is and my another voltage source and the resistance. So now I want to calculate the current flow here. How I calculate the current? By using simple Ohm's law. Okay, so now what I do now, this is my 10 volt. This is I consider as a voltage source, and this is 10 minus 2 times of Ix dash. So this is, we say, potential difference between the 2 points. That is, this is the potential first point, this is the potential second point, means voltage at point 1 and voltage at point 2. So that is the difference between the potential difference between the 2 point over by the resistance, that is called current. So if you go to the definition of the current, what they mention, the current when we get and when the potential difference between the 2 point, that time the current flow through the branch. For example, if the two voltages are same, the current is 0. That is the basic concept of electric engineering. So now we apply the same and we apply Ohm's law concept and we write it 10 minus 2 times of Ix dash by 3. So this is Ix dash, now this is also Ix dash is a single variable. So we can simplify by mathematically, we can get Ix dash equal 2 ampere. This is my first case. Then what about the second case? What I do here? Okay, and in my second case, I switch off voltage source that what I have in 10 volt. In the 10 volt, I off how? Make it short circuit. I know. I keep it independent. I keep it dependent source also. I'm not going to touch. So now I apply current division rule to calculate the current flow through the 2 ohm resistance, that is Ix double dash. So Ix double dash, how can I write it? 3 minus, this is a dependent source. Now I consider this is my current source. So minus 2 times of Ix dash is the source multiply opposite resistance 1 ohm, because this is my current. So this is opposite 1 divided by sum of the resistance 2 plus 1. So this is the current division rule I apply. I calculated 0.6 ampere. So now I want to calculate the final total current, case 3, that is Ix equal, first case Ix dash, second case Ix double dash. So I get 2 plus 0.6, 2.6 ampere. So this way we can analyze the circuit without touching a dependent source. But this is not the way applicable for all the circuit. So some of the complicated circuit still is coming. Okay, so now we move to the more complicated than the previous one.